In this video, we're going to cover advanced 3D styling tools and techniques. Let's begin by looking at the styling options in the Advanced section. We covered the basics of 3D styling in 101 Garment Creation. Feel free to revisit that video lesson if you need a refresher. In the Advanced Context view, pattern pieces are grouped according to their 3D layer, which represents the distance away from the avatar's surface. If we hover over a pattern piece, icons are displayed that allow us to lock or hide. Locking a piece freezes the drape of the entire piece and prevents any other adjustments from affecting the simulated look. Lock has a similar effect on the simulated garment as hold. Lock applies to the entire pattern piece, while hold is applied via brush, pinch, or erase. Lock has a highlight color of white, while hold has a highlight color of blue. For example, if we lock the sleeves then try to make adjustments, the sleeve will not be affected. Don't forget to unlock pattern pieces when you'd like them to participate in the simulation again. Right next to lock, you will find the Hide Show icon. Selecting this icon will let you toggle visibility of the pattern pieces in the 3D window. Note the hidden state is temporary, and if you start simulation, it will automatically reappear. In the Advanced section, we can also drag pieces from one layer to another layer. Notice as we drag the pattern piece to a new layer, we see an orange highlight to confirm we are going to add this pattern to a new layer. Changing layers in 3D styling pane is the same as adjusting the layer number in the Piece Context view under Draping Properties. If we select a pattern piece or an entire layer section, it highlights in blue, and we have additional properties available to adjust at the bottom. Let's review the additional properties. Use in 3D. Unchecking this disables the pattern in 3D, and anything sewn to it will drape as if it isn't there. When you check Use in 3D, the pattern will reappear in the 3D window in Prepare mode. We will need to click Dress to simulate. Below you will see the Lock and Visible options, which works the same as the Lock and the Hide or Show icon we mentioned previously. Stitches allows us to deactivate and activate the sewing of a pattern piece in the 3D window only. This is helpful to understand any sewing issues you might have in a garment. Note stitching in the 2D window is not disturbed. Let's use this on the cuff of the hoodie. We can see the cuff is fitting poorly. We can deactivate the sewing on the cuff and dress the garment. Now it's clear the issue is the sewing. So we'll fix the sewing of the cuff in 2D and redress. Collision type and details, grid, can be changed here as well as in the context window. You can learn more about collision type or details, grid, in another video. You can also remove any changes you have made in styling using the Reset icon. Reset also reverts the piece into Prepare mode. Now let's review the options in the 3D Styling horizontal contextual menu. The first option is to save a snapshot. We can use snapshots to record previous stages of styling, or simply to save a draped result we are happy with without leaving the 3D styling pane. For more about snapshot workflow, check out the other videos on this topic. The next option is Fast Mode. Enabling this setting uses a default grid size of 1 for all patterns in the 3D window. Fast Mode increases simulation speed on complex garment and works best when you have garments using a grid size smaller than 1. The Freeze Pose option freezes the movement of the avatar during simulation. For example, if we switch poses and begin simulation again, we can freeze the avatar pose at any point and continue the garment simulation. This is a helpful tool to prevent collision between the avatar and the garment. Auto Lock will lock all existing pieces in the simulation. It is helpful when adding a new pattern piece, such as a pocket. It will maintain the already simulated and styled garment and only simulate the newly added piece. Let's try it. Turn on Auto Lock. Under the Advanced dropdown, find the Pocket and Pocket Flap under Layer 6 and Layer 7. Click on Use in 3D next to the patterns. Notice the existing garment in 3D is highlighted white, letting us know it's locked. Now let's simulate the pocket. We can deactivate auto lock and clear all styling by going to the hamburger dropdown to the right of Advanced and select Clear Styling. This will let us clear all styling applied, and in this case, unlock all patterns. You can see the changes being made in the Advanced section with each layer. The next option is Gravity. Gravity is applied to all pattern pieces by default. If we turn Gravity off, patterns or garments will start to float in the 3D window as if they are on the moon. Let's try it with the hood. We will go to the 3D styling tools and disable Gravity. Notice the hood floating. When we turn Gravity back on, the hood falls back down. This feature is often used to style drapey garments such as hoods, scarves, and shawls. The last option is the 3D Gizmo. This tool allows us to move each selection or full piece with precise adjustment. Let's look at an example. After enabling the 3D Gizmo, we can use the Pinch tool to make a selection. Using the 3D Gizmo, we can move, scale, and rotate our selected areas in the X, Y, and Z directions. In this video, you've learned about advanced 3D styling techniques. For more information, go to support.browsware.com.